There's a reason the wealthiest families in India, across generations, across regions, across centuries, have always held land, not just as an investment, as a foundation. And yet, most financial content ignores it, or misunderstands it, or buries it under the wrong numbers. This episode is about fixing that, because land is a fundamentally different asset from everything else you can own. And once you understand why, you can't unsee it. Let's start with the basics. Every other asset you can invest in can be created. A company can issue more shares, a government can print more currency, a bank can create more fixed deposits, gold can be mined, mutual funds can launch new schemes. Land cannot be manufactured. India has about 328 million hectares of total geographical area. That number is fixed and it'll never go up. And yet every single year, we're adding people to this country at a rate that is almost impossible to comprehend. India will see the highest increase in urban population in absolute numbers of any country on earth. By 2050, it will add more people to its cities than currently live in them. More people, same amount of land. Basic economics tell you exactly what happens to the price of something when demand goes up and supply stays flat. This is the foundational argument for land as an asset class, and it is an argument that will never stop being true. Over the last 20 years, gold delivered a CAGR of 15% in rupee terms. The Nifty 50 delivered 13.5%. Real estate delivered 7.8%. On the surface, that looks like land loses. But here's what those numbers don't capture. They don't capture the land bought on the outskirts of Pune 15 years ago, now sitting in the middle of a development corridor worth 10x what was paid. Managed farmland in Karnataka delivering 12 to 17% annually, blending lease yield with appreciation. Tier 2 corridors along infrastructure routes showing 15 to 20% potential. They don't capture Vadicherla in Andhra Pradesh, where an acre that costs 25,000 in 2003 was worth 12 lakh by 2012. A 48x return in 9 years. The aggregate numbers hide the real story, because land is hyperlocal. The right land, right location, right timing beats every asset class in the country. The wrong land does the opposite, which is exactly why understanding it properly matters. 46% of rural Indian households own zero land. The top 10% own 44% of it. This is not a coincidence. It is a result of the same decision made consistently across decades by family who understood something important. Land is the oldest store of wealth in human civilization. Every culture values it. Every generation of wealthy families in India has held it. The ones who didn't had to start over every generation. 5 reasons land behaves differently from every other asset. 1. It forces patience. You can't panic sell land on a Tuesday afternoon. The illiquidity most people see as a weakness is actually the feature. It protects you from yourself. 2. Zero counterparty risk. Equities need you to trust management, auditors, regulators. FDs need you to trust a bank. Land, you just own it. Nothing can fail and take it with it. 3. Optionality. A share does one thing, land gives you choices. Farm it, build on it, lease it, sell it, hold it, pass it on. The options expand as the area around it develops. 4. Unmatched tax efficiency. Agricultural land in rural India isn't a capital asset under the Income Tax Act. Gains from selling it attract zero capital gains tax. Agricultural income is fully exempt, no wealth tax. The government has structurally rewarded land holding for decades. 5. It anchors a family. The one that doesn't fit on a spreadsheet but might matter most. Land creates relationship with a place. It connects past to the future in a way no demat account can. Land is not perfect. It's illiquid, it has legal complexity, it requires due diligence and patience measured in years. A wrong plot is a terrible investment. We'll spend the rest of this channel on exactly how to navigate all of that. But here's what to take from this first episode. India's urban story is unfinished. 1.4 billion people, a real estate market moving from $482 billion today to $1.2 trillion by 2033. Fixed supply, growing demand. In a world where everything is digital, volatile, and can go to zero overnight, land is unambiguously real. It doesn't crash, it doesn't get hacked, it doesn't need a software update. 50 years from now, it will still be there, quietly holding value. That is why land is different from every other investment. Welcome to the lay of the land. We are just getting started.